funeral is about to begin, sir.
I think we just picked up Dracula. It's got a death curse.
Are they slow moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
Welcome back to another episode of Never Not Horror Quick Cuts. Quick Cuts is our off-week episode where instead of doing a deep dive movie review, we do something else. And this week, we are picking back up with our review of the Tales From the Crypt series, now streaming on Shudder.
Nice.
I am Steve Clark.
I am Rich Hansel.
So if you tuned in last Quick Cuts, we covered Season 1, only 6 episodes in Season 1. Season 2, on the other hand, has the most episodes of any season of the series at 18. So we are going to do Season 2 Part 1 today, where we are going to discuss episodes 1 through 9, and then we will do our ranking of 1 through 9 at the end there. I haven't figured out yet or decided. We haven't discussed it. So when we do the second part, because every season from here on out is going to have 2 parts, because we're not going to do 13 plus. Yeah. So when we do our ranking next week for part 2 of season 2, are we just ranking those back 9, or do we do that and then do a whole season 2, or do we just keep them separate?
I don't know. I feel like think we need to do the whole thing.
Do them all together?
Maybe, like you said, do the second half.
And then
just rattle off the whole season and where we ranked them.
That's fair. Yeah. And as we discussed last time, we will do, when this is all said and done, we were going to do our top 13 of the entire series. So last week we covered Sleepaway Camp, which was a
jaw dropper.
It was a very interesting deep dive for sure. So yeah, I'm excited to do another round of Tales from the Crypt here. We talked, if you want to get the background info, we won't go through the whole thing. Both of us have liked Tales from the Crypt for a long time. I'm a big fan of the comics. Today when we recorded, I brought one of the EC Archives Tales from the Crypt comics to show Rich how truly accurate some of these episode adaptations are. Like, it's wild. Like, there's an episode that we're going to talk about today called Cutting Cards, and I showed him the issue of that. And these comics are written in the 50s, and they use that source material very genuinely. I mean,
they stay true to it.
Yeah, there are comic art panels that are spot on of what's in the show adaptation. So
there's one thing. If I could change Tales from the Crypt on Creep Show, you know how they change the actual...
Yeah, like where it starts as a comic book and then it fades into that.
I would love to have seen that.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I mean, it's not make or break thing, but it's still a great show. Do you remember the cartoon, Tales from the Crypt? That was good, too.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I think it was called Tales from the Crypt Keeper or something.
Yeah, it was.
Yep, there was that. And then I remember having a book or 2 of them. They were actual Tales from the Crypt comic stories, but they had been kind of revamped as YA stories.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a much more cartoony looking Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
I remember having those as a kid, too.
That's cool.
So, as we do on Quick Cuts, before we get into our feature discussion of Tales from the Crypt Season 2 Part 1, we like to talk about what we've been into horror-related, talk about some books, movies, games, what have you, get some recommendations out, what we've been into. So, I will kick us off. I don't have a ton, but I do have I have 2 books and 1 movie to talk about. So we'll start with the books, because one of these I've mentioned, I've been reading it on my Kindle, so it's been much slower going than when I listen to audiobooks. But I finally finished Shadow of the Mothman by Hunter Shea, and it's good stuff. If you like cryptids, particularly the Mothman, there's some lore to the actual mythology of the Mothman as it pertains to real reality, if you
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
I guess I'm treading lightly on if you believe or if you don't believe.
Yeah.
But Hunter Shea is a great writer, very readable, good character, good dialogue stuff, real fast-paced action, definitely easy to read stuff. So I always say that Hunter Shea's writing, and I've read 4 or 5 of his books, it's like watching those sci-fi channel B movies. Not Sharknado, because that's not like that. It's way better than that. But Tremors, think that.
Okay,
like,
yeah, great.
like a book version of Tremors, something like that.
Yeah.
And I hype him so much because Shadow of the Mothman, that's a newer one. That, I think it just came out this year or late last year. But he has released a ton of books. And I listened to another one. I actually won it because Hunter Shea is a co-host on 2 different podcasts, Monster Men and Final Guys. Mm-hmm. Final Guys is one of the movie podcasts I listen to. And he had a thing where, or no, it was actually his newsletter. If you replied to the newsletter and you were one of the top ones or first ones to reply, you would get a free audiobook. And I replied to him. And he has a deal going. There's this company called Graphic Audio that does audiobooks, but they do full cast adaptations of the books. So it is the whole book, but all the dialogue is real voice actors.
Yeah, and different. It's just not the same voice.
And there's sound effects and there's music. Yeah. But then
I've read one of those.
Okay, so
I've listened to one.
Yeah. So the one that I picked, he had offered 3 for free, and if you were one of the first ones, then you got one. The one I picked was called Fury of the Orcas. And it's about if SeaWorld went really wrong, kind of. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a book about where all around the world in like isolated spots at first, but these killer whales, orcas, are just all of us randomly attacking their trainers or potting together out in the wild and attacking oil rigs and all this shit.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. Like, that's a great way to listen to that graphic audio thing, because I mean it adds a whole new layer to the experience to having those it's like listening to a movie, you know, with those different voice actors for all the dialogue and the sound. In this case, you got Fury of the Orca, so there's parts where there's whale songs in the background and really cool. Like,
that is awesome.
And it was a pretty short listen, maybe like 5-6 hours, but I will definitely listen to more of those, and I definitely recommend Hunter Shea. He's written a shit ton of books.
Okay.
So a lot of them are like that, like Fury of the Orcas, Savage Jungle, like they're cryptid monster creature feature kind of books.
Cool.
But definitely check him out.
I will.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy it. So those were the 2 books that I finished. Started a couple more. I'll talk about those when I finish them. As far as movies go, I did watch Sleepaway Camp for the first time. We talked about that at length, so I won't get into that. But I did watch one new movie, just hit Shudder 2 Fridays ago. And it is called, it did come up. It came up when we did our deep dive of Hard Eyes, because Olivia Holt, the main character, the main star of that movie, she is in it. But a new movie just at Shudder called This Is Not a Test.
Oh, okay. I've seen the thumbnail of that, but
that is out on Shudder. It is a zombie movie, which I am a sucker for zombie movies. But I found out after the fact it's based off of a YA novel.
Okay.
And it's about this group of high school kids in a zombie apocalypse in the outbreak stage. So very much the beginning of this movie is very reminiscent to the beginning of the Dawn of the Dead remake, where a neighborhood just goes to shit really fast and zombies are attacking and they're fast. But this group of kids band together and they end up going to their high school and kind of bury. So it's Dawn of the Dead-ish, versus it's not a mall, but it's a high school. But they're hiding out in their high school. They've got the exits blocked off, and then it's just sort of that character-driven zombie thing. Like, people start getting in and things happen, and but I really liked it. I thought it was very good.
I've almost started it a couple times, and then because I kind of still have that zombie fatigue. We've talked about that on this podcast, and So when I saw, I think the thumbnail has a hand,
Yeah, it does.
giant hand, and some kids walking down it.
And it's all red.
Yeah,
that's it.
And I almost hit it, and I read zombie, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm not in the mood for a zombie movie.
I liked it. I mean, I think it does a good job of not doing the cliche stuff.
Yeah.
And even though it's a YA story and it's about high school kids, it feels pretty mean. Like the special effects are pretty solid.
Yeah.
I mean, the zombie stuff, it looks good. It's violent. It doesn't feel like a kid's YA movie.
Yeah.
So,
I'll definitely watch it now. I'm intrigued.
I'm a zombie fan, so you have to keep that in mind. But I came away from it so I guess the strongest thing I can say about it is I immediately told both of my daughters who are horror fans that you got to watch this. And my younger daughter, she's 15, she'll be 16 in November. She loved it. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah. Like I told her to watch it. I think the older one hasn't watched it yet, but my younger daughter did, and she was like, "It's really good. Like it was right up her alley." So it's violent and there's some sexual situations in it. So it's not a kid's movie. But if you have a young horror fan, if you have a kid or a cousin, nephew, whatever, this is a movie that, I mean, this is an entry level, but this is a good bridge to more hardcore horror stuff, I guess.
Okay.
But I was really impressed. I was so impressed with it that I found the book on Kindle, and it was only $3.99, so I bought the book.
Oh, yeah. Haven't listened.
I have not started it yet, but I'm gonna read it. So
okay, cool. Maybe I might check it out.
Yeah, so definitely check out the movie. This is not a test on Shudder. But that is all I have, other than watching Sleepaway Camp and watching 9 episodes of Tales from the Crypt. Doesn't leave a ton of time left over. So and we have my son's graduation party coming up this weekend, so we're in mass prep mode to get all the things ready and doing the yard work. Spent all the weekend working outside and mulching and making it all nice and pretty. Yeah, someday things will slow down and I'll be able to have more to talk about. But what about you, Rich? What have you been into?
I mentioned last week that I was reading Monumental by Adam Neville. What was the movie that you talked about?
The Ritual.
The Ritual. They made a movie, and he wrote that book.
Yes.
And they based it off his book. Well, I mentioned that I was reading Monumental. I loved the beginning of it, and it did kind of fade out, which was a bummer because, man, I was really liking probably the first third of the of the book, and I was listening to the audiobook. Really was liking it. I was like, "Holy shit, this is awesome!" And then it did. It went in a direction that I wasn't prepared for. So I think if I would have read the back of the book, I might have enjoyed it more and saw where it may be going, because I was not expecting it to go where it did, and when it did, I was like, "Oh man!"
Okay.
But if I knew it was going that way, I might have been like, "Oh, that was pretty good." But it was okay. I would say definitely give it a shot. The audiobook or a physical book, whatever one you want to do. But it's okay, and I would recommend it. I would say.
I'm looking it up on Amazon right now so I can read the back of it and see what.
Yeah, it might not say.
Monumental, a novel of pagan terror from the author of The Ritual.
So it does say pagan, and see, I did not.
Okay.
I did not know it was going to like cult stuff, like a pagan cult, and it did, and I was like, what? And not that I do like cult movies are really good.
Yeah,
but I wasn't prepared.
I think you like that more than most people do. Yeah. Like you're into the witchy stuff.
Yeah.
Well, witchies and cults is not totally the same thing.
Totally the same, but it is. It's out there a little bit, but it's still worth reading or listening to.
I definitely need to read some Adam Neville because a lot of people talk highly.
Yeah,
of him.
his writing style was really good, really good. It was especially like I said, where it was kind of like the Willows, the Alzram Blackwood book, the Willows. It kind of felt like that, and I was like, man, this is awesome. And I was getting that vibe, that old style writing vibe, and it was. And then it kind of went off the rails.
I gotcha.
But anyways, I would recommend it. And then I finished an audiobook called Devolution.
Oh, Max Brooks.
Yeah.
I've not read it, but I'm aware of it.
It's kind of like Lord of the Flies meets Bigfoot.
Okay.
And I'm not giving anything away. I mean,
yeah, I knew it was a Bigfoot.
It's a Bigfoot book.
Isn't it similar to his World War Z, where it's like interviews and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Which I haven't read that either.
It's like a girl's diary that they're going through, but then there's also police reports. Okay. And they do use different actors, voice actors in the audiobook, so it's pretty neat that way. It doesn't have the effects, the noise effects or anything, but it's still pretty damn good. But yeah, it's pretty much Mount Rainier erupts and up in Washington, in the Washington state, and traps a group of people that's in it's a self-sufficient neighborhood, they're in their own little neighborhood where people aren't, but they're kind of off the grid.
Okay.
And there's one way in and one way out, and when the Mount Rainier erupts, they get locked into their self-sufficient home, and they think they got this paradise here, and it's really not what they think it is when the power goes out. You know what I mean? And they get locked in, no more groceries can come in, so they're struggling to survive, but also Bigfoot gets washed out of Mount Rainier and comes down.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I mean. It's kind of like Fantastic Land, except with Bigfoot.
That's what it feels like,
Yeah, and it's pretty good. It's kind of slow in the beginning. Setting up the whole self-sufficient neighborhood and stuff. It's a little more than I would want, but if you read the first 3 chapters and skipped to the last chapter and skipped all those at the middle, it'd been better. But I get what he needed to set everything up.
Yeah.
Why was she writing a diary and all that? But yeah, it was. I would definitely. I did like Devolution better than Monumental.
Okay.
And then I did finish a physical copy, a book called Dead Mountain. I was walking through our local Meijer, and it was in the bargain bin for $7. I have it right here. And it looked horror, but not to waste time. It's not really horror.
Okay.
But the cover looks kind of scary. But it is a fucking great book.
All right.
Great book.
So if it's not horror, what would you call it? Like a thriller, action, or? I
mean, as you're reading it all the way up to the end of it, what it is some hikers are college kids, but they're outdoorsy and they decide to go on a hike in the wintertime. It's actually Halloween. And something bad goes happen. They go missing. They don't show up when they're supposed to, so they go out looking for them, and they find like 6 of the hikers dead. And they find their tent, and the tent is open, but they still cut their way out the back. And it does kind of lead up. I mean, I'm thinking for most of the book that this is going to be Bigfoot or a slasher book,
right?
But and they do hide everything very well. And like some of the parents of some of the kids that got killed, they think that it's a cover up because there's a Air Force base right adjacent to the land that they were. I think it's in New Mexico. But it is a good book, and it's written by Preston and Child. I think they're a writing duo.
Okay,
but it's really.
I feel like I've heard of that.
A lot of FBI stuff. If you want to borrow it, you can. But like I mentioned, it's a real page turner.
All right.
I mean, I read it like in 3 sittings.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, it's really good, and it is based off of kind of an event, but it was in Russia that happened, but. He read an article in the news from Russia and like, man, that would make a good book.
Okay.
And he actually wrote a script for a movie, and they were going to make it, and then all of a sudden it got turned down, and he was kind of pissed, but then he's like, I'm going to write a book. It's a novel, and he's now.
Are you trying to tap dance around spoilers here or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I can only think of one event in Russia that.
Oh, no, it is not that, because I thought it was going to be that.
Chernobyl?
Oh, no, that's not the one I was talking about. I don't even know how you say the pass, whatever, the something pass where those hikers went missing.
Oh,
and they found them all, and they was all beaten to death.
Yeah.
And
I can't remember what it's called either.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, I would recommend that one. That might have been the best book I listened to, or listened or read out of this bunch I'm talking about.
Okay.
But I spent enough time on that because it's not even really horror. But I also one that is really good, 1983's The Woman in Black by Susan Hill.
Okay.
Very good.
I've not read it, but I've seen the movie version with Daniel Radcliffe.
Okay, I did not see the movie. I didn't even know
it was in the. It was not that old. Like it was in the 2000s somewhere. Yeah. So,
but man, oh man, the audiobook. That's how I listened to it. A guy named Papa Essiadu. He narrates it. He's like an English actor, I think. But holy shit, this is a good book. It's a ghost story about a solicitor, like a Jonathan Harker from Dracula. He goes, a client has passed away, so his boss sends him over to London, or I think it's London or some thereabouts, and go to her funeral, and then go to her mansion and go through all her paperwork, find out, who gets what, because she has nobody. She has no friends, no family. And so they're just going to figure shit out where to send stuff, if they're selling the value of everything and all that.
Right.
So this guy goes there, and man, it turns into a hell of a ghost story. And I can see people not liking this, but I am a big early 1900 horror fan, like M.R. James and Henry James, who wrote Turn of the Screw. Yeah. And I know those are really kind of slow burns, major slow burns, and it's not really a shocking horror. It's kind of a slow ghost story.
Right.
And I love that. I absolutely love it. And it is written just like that. And it does take place in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And so, man, I really, really recommend The Woman in Black. I have not finished it, but I did want to mention it. I started a brand new Nat Cassidy book, and it's a short story collection.
I can't think what the collection's called, but
it's called I Know a Place.
Yeah, and it has Rest Stop in it, which is like a novella, and then some short stories. Yeah, I knew this just came out. So Rest Stop, the novella, has been out. Okay. That was previously published, but it was like a smaller press or something, and since he's kind of blown up, they re-released it with some short stories as a new collection. Yeah.
I'm into about the third or fourth story, and I the Rest Stop might have been the first one. I cannot remember the title of the first one, but it was the longest one.
Is it in a gas station bathroom?
Yes. Very good.
I've not read it, but I know that it's set in a gas station bathroom.
It's good. And then there's that's a long one. There's a couple that were only like 20-minute listens. Because I started it today and was listening to it while I was mowing grass. And man, very good. This dude is a hell of a writer. I would say this is above When the Wolf Comes Home, which we both read that. Yeah. And we both really liked it.
My brother Jim read that also, based on our recommendation. Well, we talked about it, then he had asked me about books to recommend, and I told him that one. And it took him some doing to get through it, because it does get really weird, with the whole cartoon stuff that happens. But ultimately, he did finish it, and he enjoyed it. So,
but Stephen King gave this.
Stephen King is on board with.
He really gave it high praises.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend it. And like I mentioned, I'm not done, but I have finished like 3 or 4 of them.
All right. Let's get into our feature discussion, and let's talk Tales from the Crypt Season 2. So, we'll not really walk through, but we'll do a brief recap of each episode 1 through 9 of Season 2, give a little bit of feedback there, and then at the end, we will rank those 9 episodes in our order of least favorite to favorite. But first off, Rich, I wanted to ask you, we both agreed Season 1 was fantastic. Every episode was solid. Yeah. How do you feel about Season 2, Part 1 so far? Do you feel like it maintains that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I do too.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think it's right. And I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
I was expecting season 1 to just blow, because we saw who directed it, and I wasn't prepared for Richard Donner and Tom Holland to be directing anymore.
Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah, I thought they was just going to be producing, but man, they still did. They directed some on season 2 as well. So
yeah. Season 2, I guess I would say, at least for me, just through the first half of season 2, if I was ranking the combination of the two, the lowest episodes, there are a couple in season 2 that would probably be in the lower end of that, but there are episodes in season 2 that were right up there with the top tier for me.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah. And I remember, if you recall, when we did season 1's review, I told you then on that episode that my favorite Tales from the Crypt episode that I remember is from season 2, and it's in the second half of season 2. It's not one of these yet.
All right, I have watched a few of those, or I will say I put them on when I was sitting down on an easy chair to take a nap, and I did fall asleep to them. Not that they was bad, but I was sitting down
dude, I totally
to fall asleep.
I fall asleep all the time.
But I always like putting something on.
I do too.
And I did fall asleep, but what I saw, they were good.
Yeah.
But I didn't get very far. I think I got to maybe episode 11 or 12.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So the one that I'm talking about that I haven't seen in quite some time, but that I remember the most vividly as my favorite is coming up in season 2, part 2.
Okay. I'm excited.
But for our purposes here, so we'll knock through. Again, we're not going to do a complete walkthrough like we do the deep dives. I mean, we're just going to talk briefly on each episode and give the general gist. There will be spoilers, so if you haven't seen them and you want to, you might want to watch through these before we do this. But so we'll kick it off. Season 2, episode 1, coming off the heels of a fire season 1.
Mm-hmm.
We get an episode called Dead Right. It is directed by Howard Dutch, I believe is how you say it, and he is a repeat from season 1.
Yeah. I don't remember looking him up and seeing a movie that he directed. One of my favorite comedies of all time was The Great Outdoors with John Candy.
Oh, I didn't see that either. Yeah. I love that movie.
I do too. He directed that.
Was he the one that directed like 16 Candles and stuff?
I think so.
And Some Kind of Wonderful, maybe?
Did he or didn't he? I want to say he did. I think right.
That was him. So, yeah, I did not know he did that. Great Outdoors is really good. I love that movie.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. John Candy's
I
awesome.
love John Candy. Yeah. So, Dead Right, directed by Howard Dutch, starring Demi Moore. Yeah, and Jeffrey Tambor. Basically, what this one is about, Demi Moore plays a strip club waitress, and there's this gross fat dude who comes in all the time, and he's always hitting on her. And she goes to like a fortune teller, and the fortune teller tells her that she should marry this dude because he is going to inherit a bunch of money. And she's trying to get out of this life of being a waitress in a strip club, and so eventually she kind of swallows her pride and agrees to go on dates with this dude.
Yeah, because some shit happens that comes true. She just doesn't believe the lady around the chute.
Right.
I mean, some shit comes true.
Right, to make her feel like this is legit.
Oh, man, okay, I'm going to do it.
Right, so she finally does it. And it turns out, I mean, it's just not a good situation for her. She's really unhappy. The dude's a slob and a mess, and he doesn't treat her very good.
He don't have no money.
He doesn't have money. She thinks he's got like a rich relative because of what the psychic told her, but he doesn't really. And then what ends up happening is she ends up winning some kind of surprise contest thing.
Yeah, like she was the 300th customer that bought this drink or something.
Right.
Like as soon as she opens the grocery store door, the lights come on and the guy with the speaker
confetti spraying everywhere.
Congratulations, you're the 300,000th customer.
And she wins, I don't even remember the dollar amount.
Yeah, $1 million.
$1 million or something. And so she goes back home after this and tells him that she's leaving and she's done with him. And does he kill her, or does she? What happens here?
He kills her, which makes her. it's a hell of a twist.
Yeah.
I do like it because she ends up being the rich relative that dies, and he inherits the money, even though he has to go to prison.
Yeah, I think he ends up killing her because she leaves him, and he flips out.
Yeah, so the fortune teller was right.
Yes.
But...
yeah. But not...
yeah.
Yeah, in that Tales from the Crypt kind of way. She was right.
It was good.
Yeah, so that's... dead right. Season 2, episode 1. Season 2, episode 2 is called The Switch, and it is directed by Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he's even in the intro or the outro scene, one or the other, with the Crypt Keeper puppet. But this one is directed by Arnold Schwarzenegger, starring William Hickey and Kelly Preston, which William Hickey is most famous for most people from Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, he's the old uncle that sets the tree on fire with a cigar.
Right. The blessing. That guy. So basically, he plays an old millionaire, and he has a very young girlfriend played by Kelly Preston. And he's infatuated with this he's 80 and she's 20 something, so it's one of those deals where clearly she's only with him because he's a millionaire, but he ends up going through these kind of body transplant plastic surgery procedures
to get young
again,
because she does mention you're just old.
Yes, so he's trying to get more youthful for her to make her happy, and he's doing it in pieces. So it looks like that piece looks really good. Basically, this backdoor scientist guy is doing these procedures because he's got this really buff, handsome young man willing to do this stuff.
That actor that plays him is actually in Top Gun.
Okay.
Do you remember him? He's Val Kilmer's wingman. Remember the volleyball scene? They're all playing volleyball,
right?
And he is Val Kilmer's teammate as they're playing volleyball.
Okay. I did not place him in that, but yep. So you got this guy who is willing to give up his body parts for money, and they're basically swapping. So I don't remember what the first one is, but like there's one where he does like his upper body or something, or just his head. I think it's
just his head.
Yeah, so he swapped his head, but he still has his old man little body, and they go to the beach, and he's got tiny little legs and
old wrinkled up legs,
old sun-spotted skin,
and she don't want him still.
So he keeps going back, and he's spending his whole fortune on these procedures to do this. But in the end, he finally has fully converted. He is completely...
They switch bodies, pretty much.
Like he is the other guy, but with his mind.
And no money now.
And no money. And the big twist at the end is that she leaves him, and the person she leaves him for is the other dude who is the exact same body as his old man self with all his money. So turns out he did all this for nothing, and she left him for his old self.
Yeah.
So, both episodes 1 and 2 are kind of the funny, just like, of course, it would go that way kind of things. So... All right, episode 3 is called Cutting Cards, and that is directed by Walter Hill, who also directed season 1, episode 1, The Man Who Was Death, which was my favorite episode from season 1. And this stars Lance Hendrickson, who was in Pumpkinhead.
Yep.
And Kevin Teague, who was in Roadhouse. He was, so definitely recognizable people.
Walter Hill directed one of my favorite cowboy movies. Have you ever seen The Long Riders? It's about Jesse James, the James Gang.
No.
It's really good.
Okay.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah, he's got 2 really good
48
episodes.
48 Hours. Yeah. He directed 48 Hours. The Warriors.
Yes, we talked about that before.
Red Heat with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Cutting Cards is... Basically, there are these 2 rival gamblers, and one of them had left town, and he comes back, and they just kind of... It's basically just a spat between these 2 gamblers on who's the biggest dude in town and who's trying to get the other guy to leave. And it just becomes this this back and forth competition of one-upping each other on these games, and they do some poker, they do some Russian roulette, or chop poker is what they call it. So they do Russian roulette, and they get down to the last bullet, and it's a blank, and it doesn't fire. Then they do chop poker, where if you lose a hand, you got to cut off a digit.
Yeah.
and it's just these two dudes that, I mean, they just, for both of their own detriments, they cannot stop going at each other.
They're addicted to gambling.
Yeah. They got to beat the other one.
Mm-hmm.
They just can't share that space. One of them has to go. So they keep going, and the chop poker game goes on until the very end, where we find them basically in a nursing home, and they're both quadriplegics.
They've cut their arms and legs off.
Right, and they're playing checkers against each other, like pushing the little things with their noses. And so it's just sort of a tale of a cautionary tale of being too aggressive with rivalries, with rivalries. So that is cutting cards. Episode 4 is an episode called Till Death, directed by Chris Wallace, which he, when I looked him up, wasn't a director per se, but he did the special effects on the fly.
Which that's impressive. That's some really good special effects.
I mean, that's all-timer
I think
stuff.
he won an Academy Award.
I don't doubt it.
He did direct Fly 2.
Okay.
The Fly 2.
Okay. This episode stars D.W. Moffat, Pamela Glenn, and Jane Hubert. Basically, what is happening here, this is set in like Louisiana, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a rich girl, and then there's a sort of a
land developer.
That's
young guy.
Yeah, but he's kind of infatuated with this girl, but she doesn't really have any interest in him because she's pretty uppity and he's not high enough class for her. But there is also this voodoo priestess lady that lives there, and we get that he has had some past relationship with her that is no more. And basically, he gets this voodoo priestess to make him a love potion to give to this rich lady so that she'll fall in love with him. And she tells him very specifically, 1 drop and she'll fall in love with you, 2 drops and she'll be with you forever. And then when he gives her the 1 drop, and it doesn't seem to work at first, but then it does, and she's all over him. So he's like, so when the next opportunity comes, instead of giving the 1 more drop for her to be his forever, he just unloads this vial of love potion in there, probably 47 drops. And she just becomes super obsessive and
ends up becoming a zombie.
Well, she dies somehow. Yeah. I'm trying to remember how she dies. Oh, she dies gets killed from the love potion.
Too much love potion.
Yeah, and it kills her.
Overdoses.
Yeah. Because he gave her way too much and it kills her.
But because the priestess says she'll be with you forever.
Yeah. So she comes back as a zombie, and the special effects are fantastic.
They are. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's the dude that did the Fly special effects. So
they are
really good.
The zombie effects are amazing.
Yeah. So the last half of the episode is him trying to get rid of her because she's a walking corpse and she's all gross and nasty, but she's still in love with him because of the love potion. And the voodoo priestess, she still likes that dude, but she set this all in motion to kind of get back at him for leaving her. In the end, he's bedridden for something, or he tries to kill himself or something like that. But the voodoo priestess saves him, and then he's just too weak to do anything, and he's in bed, and then his zombie bride shows up and just climbs on top of him, and yeah. So that is Till Death, episode 4. Now we get to episode 5. This one is called Three's a Crowd, directed by David Burton Morris, who directed Jersey Girl, which is a Kevin Smith movie. I've never seen it, but I know it's a Kevin Smith movie. This is the first episode of the entire series so far that I don't really know much about the director or any of the actors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you. I didn't either.
It stars a guy named Gavin O'Harely, which he does look familiar. Mm-hmm. And I know I've seen him in things, but he's not anybody I really know. And then also Ruth DeSosa and Paul Lieber. So none of these people were anybody I really recognized. In this one, we have a struggling marriage. The husband suspects that his wife is cheating on him. It opens with him like sitting alone in their house or apartment, And then she comes home with a brand new fancy coat that his friend bought for her. She was out with his friend who was his best man at his wedding.
Yep.
He suspects that they're fooling around. And then they go on a weekend trip to that guy's cabin because he's rich. And I mean, this guy, he's just an absolute asshole to his wife the whole time because he thinks she's cheating.
He's drinking a lot. And to his point, his wife and his old best friend are doing no favors they're
suggest
always together,
they're
sneaking off,
right, touching,
telling whispers to each other.
Yeah, the dude's always like grabbing her thigh and like when he talks to her. So they're doing nothing to prevent him from thinking this.
Yeah,
and it just escalates, and then ultimately, he ends up killing his friend.
Yeah, he gets drunk.
And comes over to the cabin and he shoots him with a crossbow and pins him to the wall. And then, because he came over to tell him, like, come on over to my cabin. We got something to show you. And he's like, oh, I got something to show you.
Yeah.
Shoots him with a crossbow. So then his wife shows up and he attacks her. He ends up killing her, like choking her to death. And then he drags her over to his former best friend's cabin, and when he opens the door, there's a bunch of people in there, and it's a surprise party, and there's a big banner that says, congratulations, you're going to be a dad.
Oh my God, that's the secret they was
Yes.
because they were whispering back and forth, and he caught him saying, well, everything's going to be better tomorrow because we're going to tell him. We're going to let him in on our little secret. He's going to find out.
Yeah. It's a rough one. It's
it
when you see it, it's just like, oh man, that's so rough.
Oh, it is bad.
He just strangled his pregnant wife to death.
And all his friends and family are there, and they pop the balloons. And surprise!
As he drags his dead wife into the room. It's so in this particularly this episode really highlighted to me how the range of Tales from the Crypt episodes where you have something just so goofy and funny and stupid as like the switch with the body part changing, and then something so dark. Yeah. Even though you can kind of see from a mile away what's not that part, but just the whole setup of the cheating wife, and eventually this dude's going to snap. But there's really a wide range of what the different emotions and tropes that they hit on in Tales from the Crypt.
I think, and that's what I think is what makes that work, is you use so many different writers and directors. Yeah. It's not just one guy directing every episode.
Yeah. So you never know what you're going to get when you fire up the next episode. It could be a goofy, funny one. It might be a really gnarly, serious one. So the next one, episode 6, The Thing from the Grave. This one is directed by Fred Decker, who directed The Monster Squad. Yep. And starring Terry Hatcher, Kyle Secor, and our old buddy Miguel Ferrer from The Night Flyer.
Yeah, man. He did a great job of The Night. Remember, we talked him up. He was awesome.
Yeah, we both
Stephen King
rated The Night Flyer higher than... I rated it higher than I remembered it being. So in this one... Terry Hatcher plays a model, and she falls for a photographer who is doing a photo shoot with her. She is in an abusive relationship with her manager, which Miguel Ferrer...
He plays an asshole very well.
He's so good at being a dick.
He is.
I mean, very much like his role in The Night Flyer. He's just a piece of shit.
Is.
And he is abusive with this girl.
Just a sleazeball.
Yeah. So she is with this guy, but he's abusive. So she kind of falls in love with her photographer, who's a really nice guy. But when they start messing around, her agent finds out about it. He's following her, sees what's going on. So he calls the photographer and tells him that this girl she's in trouble, and she won't listen to him, but maybe she'll listen to that guy. Playing on his nice instincts, gets him to come to this cabin, and when he shows up at the cabin, which is the opening scene, and then we get all the backstory after, but he shows up, and then Miguel Ferrer shoots him and kills him and buries him in the woods outside this cabin. And so the model Terry Hatcher. She ends up finding out, or she's worried about this guy because he hasn't returned her calls in a week, and her agent is trying to play it cool, trying to get back in her good graces. Let's give us another chance. But in the end, she finds a voicemail message of him telling that guy where to go, and then he shows up there and he kidnaps her, takes her to the cabin. He's going to kill her. He's got her tied up to the bed, put some lingerie on her, and he's going to do some bad stuff to her.
Yep.
But I had forgotten to mention that
The necklace.
So before the photographer was killed, he had given her a necklace that I think his grandmother had gave him or something.
Something like
some
that.
kind of magic voodoo something or another, where he's like, if you ever need me, call for help. I will be there for you no matter what.
This will allow me to protect you forever.
Yes. So she's wearing this necklace the whole time. So she's in this cabin now, tied up, and he's getting ready to rape her and kill her and all this stuff. And she's screaming for help, and the necklace works, and the dead photographer climbs out of his grave, and he comes up to the cabin and basically drags Miguel Ferrer to he ends up running from him, and he chases him into the forest, and he falls on the same rock and the same open grave, and
he pulls him in.
He gets in there, right, and then the zombie photographer gets in the grave with him, and he's holding on and just dragging the dirt on top of him. And
pretty dark again.
Back-to-back dark episodes after some pretty light entry ones. But so that is The Thing from the Grave, episode 6. So we got 3 more to go. Episode 7 is called The Sacrifice, directed by Richard Allen Greenberg, who did special effects on Predator.
Mm-hmm. Big play writer.
Yeah.
He was a bigger writer than and stage plays is what he's known for.
Okay.
I think he's won awards really for stage plays.
All right. This one stars Kevin Kilner, Kim Delaney, and Michael Ironside.
I love some Michael Ironside.
Yeah, he's good. Definitely, he plays a good creep too.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is about this rich guy hires an insurance agent to get him life insurance on his wife, or just life insurance policies, but he bribes the agent to give him 30% of his commission, or he'll just go get it somewhere else. The rich guy's wife shows up, and her and the agent kind of hit it off, and she ends up showing up at that dude's houseboat. And they have a little affair, and they concoct this plan to basically they're going to kill the rich dude and so the wife gets in the inheritance, and then they're going to run off together and live happily ever after. So he lives on the 20th floor of some high-rise luxury apartment, and he's out on the agent comes back over to sign the papers and give the guy his part of the commission money. And the rich guy's out on the balcony, and the agent runs out and flips him over the balcony and throws him off, and he falls to his death. So the
rich husband's out of the way.
Rich husband's out of the way. The police come. The wife's playing like it was all an accident. And then the agent's boss shows up, and it's said in the beginning the reason this rich guy reached out to this agent is because his boss recommended him as like the sharpest agent that they had. So he shows up, but it turns out that there's a little bit of a history between the wife and his boss. So, but then it turns out that the boss is obsessed with her, and he bought an apartment across the street, and he has a telescope where he watches her, and he was watching a little bit ago when you threw the rich dude off the balcony. so he's
got
screwed.
Some blackmail material.
And he tells him the price for his silence is he wants to share the wife. And he gets her from dusk till dawn, and the real estate agent gets her, or the insurance agent gets her the rest of through the day. And so this kind of goes on for a month or so, and we see videos of him, just the agent guy's really having a hard time. She comes in, and she's just like in rough shape, barely can walk. And
he banged her for hours.
Yeah, and she once she tells him the story that he made her go into the city and find some vagrant people to come and watch them have sex, and the dude is just like, so he's in love with her, and he feels terrible this is happening. So,
but he can't do nothing.
He can't
or
do
he's
anything.
Going to go to prison,
right? So in the end, he doesn't show. He's not at the house when she comes back. So she goes to his houseboat, and he has taken a whole bunch of pills to kill himself, and he's written a confession to free her that he killed the rich guy, and she's completely innocent. And then he dies from overdosing on these pills. And then she burns his confession letter and goes out of the parking lot and gets in the car with his boss. And it turns out this was a whole scam, and she's been with the boss the whole time. Oh, brutal.
Yeah, they just needed somebody to kill her husband.
Yeah,
and he was the sacrifice.
You're right. Yeah.
Hence the title, The Sacrifice.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was another nasty, just a gritty,
very
gnarly
dark,
one.
Nice
very
twist, too.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Because they set it up perfectly to make him seem like just an absolute piece of shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is The Sacrifice, episode 7. 2 more. Episode 8 is called For Crying Out Loud, directed by Jeffrey Price, who was a co-writer on Roger Rabbit, starring Lee Arenbeg. Sam Kinison is a voice in this movie.
That was good.
Katie Sagal, famous from Married with Children, and Iggy Pop.
Yeah, Iggy Pop makes a cameo.
He's in this. So this one is about a rock club promoter who has this plan. He's doing this fundraiser to save the Amazon, and he's raised $1 million, but he's going to steal the money. All of a sudden, when he's getting ready to leave with the money, he starts hearing this voice, which is the voice of Sam Kinison, which is like the worst possible voice you could have in your head. It's basically the voice of his conscience saying that he shouldn't do this, he's going to get caught. And he's at a concert where they announce this fundraiser. Iggy Pop is playing on the stage, and there's a knock at his door upstairs, and it's Katie Sagal, who
runs the bank.
Yes, she shows up as just like a partier groupie girl or whatever, and she's coming on to him real hard. But then she realizes, or she takes her wig off and puts her glasses on, and and she's like, "Do you remember me? I work at the bank." And she's like, "And I was there when you withdrew all the money for the Amazon benefit." So she knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And for her silence, she wants half the money.
Another blackmail episode.
Yeah. So he tells her that she can, eventually he says you can have it. And when she's over there counting it out, he picks up a guitar, and he says it was given to him by Pete Townsend, which if you're a rock fan, you know, they've smashed the guitar. Pete Townsend with smashed guitars, and he smashes her in the head with this Les Paul, which are heavy guitars. I've held one before, and they are heavy. And he kills her, bashes her head in with his guitar. And then all this time, Sam Kinison's voice is in his head telling him he's going to get caught, blah, blah, blah. And there's a scene earlier where he goes to the ear doctor trying to get rid of this, and he just gives him some like drops and cotton swabs and this salve to put in it. Nothing's working. So he starts going through all this stuff. He's pouring the cotton swabs or pouring the eardrops in his ear, and you hear Sam Kinison doing like the voice, and then he's shoving Q-tips and cotton swabs in his ear. A cop shows up because the concert is too loud and the neighbors are complaining. So the concert shows up. Meanwhile, he has put the body of the banker in a bass drum container, and so he's worried he's going to get caught. But the cop's there for the noise, so he tells him to turn it down and all that. And then he leaves, tries to sneak out with the money. And everybody keeps looking at him, but Sam Kinison is like yelling things like, "I killed my banker!" And he's like, "They can hear me. Look at him looking at you." And everybody's giving him weird looks, so he thinks they can hear him.
Yeah. He's like, fuck.
And then he goes to the bathroom, and everybody's looking at him weird in there. And then he goes back out, and he decides, if I turn the music back up, they won't be able to hear you. So he goes out to the center panel and cranks it all the way up. The cop who had just left is getting in his car, and he's like, "That son of a bitch!" And he goes back inside, and then he's just losing his mind from all this voice. He's up on stage banging his head on the speaker, and then the cop comes in and kills the music, and his head goes through the speaker, and basically he confesses on stage, like, I didn't mean to kill my banker, and I was just trying to steal this money.
Yeah.
And then he realizes that one of those cotton swabs is jammed in his ear still, and that's what everybody was seeing.
Pouring out of it.
And
they wasn't hearing his conscience.
Yeah, he pulls it out, and then his conscience is like, hey, do you think maybe that's what everybody was looking at, and they couldn't actually hear me? So in the end, in which I forgot in the very beginning, he is on death row, and he's like running to the electric chair because he can't wait to be dead, so he doesn't have to listen to that voice anymore. Very, very unique, funny episode.
Really good episode.
Yeah. So that is For Crying Out Loud, episode 8. And one more, the final one, episode 9, is called Four-Sided Triangle. Another one directed by Tom Holland. Fright Night, Child's Play. Had an episode in the first season.
Only Sin Deep.
This one stars Patricia Arquette. She's the only name I wrote down, but she plays a young girl who is on a farm. She was a runaway, and she got taken in by this old couple on a farm.
And the old man is Chelsea Ross, and he was in Major League.
Major League, yes.
He was the relief pitcher.
Yeah,
the old relief
put
pitcher.
snot on the ball. Yeah, and he was the one who was always giving shit to the Pedro Serrano with his voodoo, and he takes the shot from the altar and is like, "Fuck you, Joe Boo."
Fuck you, Joe Boo. Yeah, good stuff.
Yep. And then the old woman who he's married to, I don't know if you picked this up, she is the wife of Judd in Pet Sematary.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I didn't pick that up at all.
I'm pretty sure she is.
Okay.
I did not fact check this, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like his wife from Pet Sematary. So, got this runaway girl. And she's basically being abused. She's become kind of slave labor for him because she has nowhere to go. She's a runaway. And the old farmer, who is, he has got some affection for her.
Oh, yeah.
She's a good-looking young woman, and he's pretty fired up about it. So he's being a little aggressive and peeking at her, and he's trying to abuse her, basically.
Sexually.
Yep. So there's a scene where he's watching her collect the eggs from the chicken coop, and then he tells her to go milk the cow, and then he tries to put the moves on her in the cow barn, and she runs away, and he grabs her, and they're kind of struggling, and she's screaming. The wife hears, so she's coming out, and he busts her in the head with a bottle and knocks her out, and kind of knocks her. So I think, because I don't think she was all messed up before.
Yeah, no.
But once he hit her, she is concussed and it kind of messed with her head. She ends up staggering out to the cornfield, and she falls down in front of a scarecrow. And this clown mask scarecrow guy like leans down and reaches for her, and then she passes out. So when she comes to, she's saying that the scarecrow is her man, and he was going to make love to her, and she's just all messed up. And the old farmer guy is using this to his advantage. He's trying to hide what he's doing, telling his wife like she's just simple in the head now, and so he's trying to get after her. And one night he follows her out. She goes out to the scarecrow, and he's trying to get up on her then, and she gets away. So in the end, he comes up with it because she's infatuated with the scarecrow, insists he's going to come back to life, and he's going to make love to her, and he wants to have sex with the girl so bad he can't stand it. The wife is starting to suspect because he's not hiding it very well, and then he comes up with the idea that he's going to go out in the field and pretend to be the scarecrow.
He's going to get in the scarecrow costume.
Yep. So she comes out and starts hugging on the scarecrow, and he starts hugging her back, and so she thinks it's happening. He's come back for her, and they're going to make love, and the wife wakes up, and he's gone, and she's already suspected.
She's like, this motherfucker.
So she rides the tractor out into the field and finds the girl, and the girl tells her that that's her man and they're in love, and she's like, that's just a scarecrow, it's just straw, and she takes a pitchfork and just rams it right into his chest, and not knowing that it's her husband in there in the suit. stabs him a bunch of times, and then he falls off the post, and his mask falls off, and she sees what she's done. Then the girl, Patricia Arquette, picks up the pitchfork and stabs the woman in the back and kills her, and then she escapes, takes the key to the truck off the farmer guy, and she gets away. So that is Four-Sided Triangle.
Episode 9.
Episode 9, and that is where we stop. That is the first half of season 2. So, yeah, like we said in the beginning, it's still rock solid, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We've watched 9 and 6, so we watched 15 episodes, and there's not been one that I was like, that one very good.
I don't hate any of these.
Yeah, I've liked every episode I've watched. There are ones I like more, for sure. But I've not seen one that I was like, not very good.
Yeah, and I'm excited to say these rankings because I think it'll surprise you.
I think I'm
going to surprise you.
Just because we have a little more to work with, but yeah, I don't know how similar we're going to be here. I don't think we're going
to be very similar.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of crossover. Maybe there will. I don't know. So yeah, let's that'll be our next thing here. So we've walked through it. We're going to rank these 9 episodes from our least favorite to favorite. So, what is your number 9? Of these all 9 really good episodes.
Oh, yeah, really good.
Again, what was your least favorite?
All right, number 9 for me, season 2, first half 1 through 9. Number 9 to me is episode number 4, Till Death.
Okay.
That's the one that the land developer and the voodoo priestess and the
love potion.
Yep, the love potion one. I did like it, but I was kind of in and out of it, and I was kind of getting bored with it a little bit, but it was still good. And it had I love the special effects.
Yeah, that's definitely the highlight of it.
It was definitely the best special effects so far, I think, in the whole series.
They're really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
a hell of a job.
I felt like it reminded me of Creep Show Tom Savini stuff.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Really good. You could tell that this guy was a special effects guru.
Yep.
But I just liked 8 others better than this one.
Yep.
So number 9 is Till Death, episode number 4.
All right. My number 9 is going to be episode 1. Dead Right was my least favorite of the bunch. The Demi Moore marrying the disgusting dude to get his inheritance, and it turns out that her fortune isn't his inheritance. So part of this may have been because I watched that one the longest ago from doing this ranking. I had watched this like 2 weeks ago, to where some of these I watched today, but I mean, I liked it. Again, don't get me, none of these I disliked. Yeah. It's just like that's the one on my criteria of which one would I want to rewatch. That one came in the one that I probably least want to rewatch of the bunch. So
yep, I get it.
Number 9, Dead Right, episode 1.
All right, number 8 for me is going to be episode 6, The Thing from the Grave, directed by Fred Decker. This is the one where Miguel Ferrera's in it.
Yep.
And it's all good, but again, I was a little bit bored with it. I wasn't feeling it as much as I was the other ones. Not that it wasn't bad. And again, Miguel Ferrera does an awesome job. I love him. Anything I've seen him in, I really like him. But yeah, number 8 is The Thing from the Grave, episode number 6.
All right. My number 8 is going to be episode 2, The Switch. That is the old man taking the new body parts. It's fun. It's just goofy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Tales from the Crypt episodes have that goofy humor to them.
Yep.
This one leans way heavy into it, and I prefer the more horror ones versus the goofy stuff like this. So
I get it.
Yep. So number 8 for me is The Switch, episode 2.
All right, number 7. I think this is going to surprise a lot of people, but number 7 towards the bottom of my favorites is episode 3, Cutting Cards.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Walter Hill directed. It's the gamblers that just keep going further and further and bigger gambles, I guess you would say, where they end up being paraplegics at the end playing chess. It was good. There wasn't like the big twist ending that we get on most of our episodes.
Yeah.
But, it was good, and the acting was good, but I just, it's number 7. There's more I like better.
All right. All right. My number 7 is going to be episode 5, Three's a Crowd.
We are all over the place.
We are, yeah, way over the place. Like, we are not in agreement. Yeah, that's the one with the husband suspecting his wife is cheating, and then ultimately he kills her and his best friend, and turns out she was pregnant. So, this one I could have bumped up a little bit, and in hindsight I probably should have, but as of the time of doing this ranking, that was my number 7. So Three's a Crowd, episode 5.
Yep. Okay, it brings me to number 6, and it is going to be episode 2, The Switch.
Okay.
Which is our first crossover.
Yeah. Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger directed again, William Hickey, the old uncle from Christmas Vacation. They switch bodies. I did like the twist at the end where she ends up falling for pretty much him
again.
Yeah. But it was good. This is the first one I really enjoyed, I think.
Okay.
I really, really enjoyed the rest of them. And not that the other 3 weren't good, but
right.
This one I really
there's a different tier of
Yeah. So number 6 is The Switch for me, episode number 2.
Okay. My number 6 is going to be another crossover for us. It is episode 4, Till Death. Mm-hmm. This is the voodoo love potion. And really, I put this one here completely on the special effects because the zombie stuff is so good.
Amazing.
Yeah. I loved that. Otherwise, it's not really my jam necessarily, but
I get it, man. Those effects
so good.
Are really good.
Really good. So, yeah. That's my number 6, Till Death, episode 4.
All right. Number 5 for me is going to be episode 8, For Crying Out Loud. It's Katie Seagal. The guy that plays the music producer, whatever he is.
Yeah, the promoter guy.
He is a good actor for me not knowing who in the hell he was.
He looks familiar, so I know I've seen him in things, but I did not look into what he's been in.
And I love Sam Kinison as but I will tell you the first 5 minutes of this, I was like, what the fuck? I don't know anything about Iggy Pop, and I know he has a lot of fans, but he is awful. I don't care. I know Iggy Pop has a lot of fans. That dude sucks. He is awful.
Punk music is not for everybody.
This is the only one that I wanted to turn off. But I didn't. And it paid off at the end. I was like, yes, this is awesome. Once they got rid of Iggy Pop, I was all in.
Okay. All right. That was your number 5?
Yep.
All right. My number 5 is going to be episode 7, The Sacrifice. This is the insurance agent who throws the rich dude off the balcony, but ends up getting double scammed by his own boss and his new love interest. So, again, just a really gritty one, a crazy turn. Liked it a lot. So, my number 5 is The Sacrifice, episode 7.
All right, it brings us to number 4, and my number 4 is going to be episode number 5, directed by David Burton Morris, Three's a Crowd. This is the one about the man that's insecure about his marriage and has that great twist where it's just...
What a gut punch.
Yeah, and to be honest, I wasn't crazy about this one at first, but that ending just I was like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, I was really
the ending seals it.
I didn't see it coming at all. I was trying to play what the hell's going on here.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it at all. I totally thought they was having the affair and everything, and then I was like, what the hell? But yeah, I really like that one. So number 4, Three's a Crowd, episode 5.
All right. So, my number 4 is going to be episode 9, Four-Sided Triangle. The farmer couple abusing the runaway, falls in love with a scarecrow after she gets concussed, and things just go really wrong for the old farmer.
Yeah.
So, Patricia Arquette's really good.
She is.
Have you ever seen Stigmata that she was in?
I have.
I haven't seen it since it came out, but I remember thinking it was really cool.
Ago. Yeah, she starts
really good.
Getting the wounds
of Christ.
had.
Yeah. So she's really good in this. just seeing the dude from Major League with you put snot on the ball.
Yeah, he does a good job.
Yeah, he plays it really well. Everybody does a great job in that one. So yeah, that one is coming in at number 4 for me. 4-sided triangle.
All right, it brings me to number 3, and I believe this was your number 9.
Okay.
Dead right.
Yeah, that's right.
Episode number 1. It was my number 3. I liked it. I loved the twist ending. This is another one I didn't see coming. Where it's the he's gonna inherit a bunch of money, and then he's gonna die, and it was just like he did inherit the money because he killed her, and she was the one that
he inherited your money.
Yeah,
that you didn't know you were gonna have.
I didn't see that coming at all, and I really liked it. Demi Moore does a great job.
Yeah.
Just a fun one, really, really fun, but another one where I was just like at the end, like, what the heck? So number 3, Dead Right, episode number 1.
Nice. All right, my number 3 is For Crying Out Loud, episode 8. I love rock music, and so this one was just right up my alley, and just the goofiness of Sam Kinison screaming in his ear all the time. I mean, this is one of the kooky, fun ones, but and Katie Seagal in it. Married with Children, always enjoyed that. So it's just fun. It's not scary. It's just a good, funny one.
Yeah, and I do like those episodes where it begins at the end.
Yeah.
Like this one did. It ends with him like wanting to be put to death.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, like he's getting escorted to the chair, and he just breaks free and runs like, let's hurry up, guys, let's do it.
He can't wait to be put out of his misery.
Yeah. All right, so that was my number 3 For Crying Out Loud. So we're down to the top 2, right? You're number 2.
Yep.
Definitely no overlaps here because my number 2 you've already said.
Yep.
So let's see where we're at here.
All right. My number 2 is going to be episode number 7, The Sacrifice.
All right.
I love this one. Again, I didn't see this one coming again. And I mentioned I love Michael Ironside.
Yeah.
He's great. And just how they conjured this plan up to frame this guy and so they could run off together with all her husband's money. All along she was with that guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
what an ending.
The whole story where she comes in all messed up and he's like, he made us have sex in front of vagrants. Like, wow.
It was great. And all along it's him that's getting screwed.
Yeah.
It's just, I loved it. I thought The Sacrifice was awesome. So number 2 is episode 7, The Sacrifice.
All right.
So if you're paying attention, you know what my number 1 is.
Yeah. I do know. Okay. I had to think about it, but yeah. So my number 2 is episode 3, Cutting Cards.
I knew this was going to be high for you.
Yeah. Just really good. Both characters, great acting. And it's a goofy one, but just, I don't know. I remember seeing this one as a kid too, growing up, and just the finale where they're playing checkers and scooting them with their noses always made me laugh. So yeah, it's really, really well acted, and I had a good time with it. So coming off of, for me, what were a weaker first and second episode, although you had them both higher than I did, really like Cutting Cards. So that is my number 2. So your number 1
is episode number 9,
Four-Sided
Triangle.
Yeah.
I love this.
It's really good.
And
I mean, I had it at number 4, so we were both high.
I really like it. Tom Holland directed. Patricia Arquette, she is so sexy in this. I can see why that guy is trying to conjure up a way to get a hold of her, because I
forgot there's a funny part where there's a couple scenes where he's dreaming of having sex with her, and then in one of them, like in the dream, she becomes his wife, and he wakes up and he's like, ah!
Yeah, because he's laying next to that old lady. Yeah, but so good. And I will say, I did look this because I liked it, but I was a little like, what the heck? Okay. So she, and somebody explained it a little different than what we explained it to in our little kind of synopsis that we gave. This guy explained it like this was her plan all along. to get out of this situation. She knew that guy was going to come and dress up as the Scarecrow.
I don't believe
and
that.
She knew that the wife was going to kill him, stab him.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't buy that.
But that's a good plan.
It is.
I mean, it makes...
Like if she was pretending to be simple to get out of it. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
But I did not pick that up. I just thought
I didn't either.
Her good fortune, you know?
I did look up some stuff, and somebody explained it that way.
I'll have to see if I can find the comic version and see what happens in the book.
I would love to see if it was.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I thought it was great. The acting was good, and just...
Yeah.
I had the most fun with this one, I do believe.
Yeah. I think ranking these Tales from the Crypt might be harder than ranking movies.
I know.
It really just depends on your mood, and they're all good, and it's just like, man, it's like picking ranking pizza slices. They're all really fucking good, man. I don't know.
All right.
I'm going to eat them all. All right. Well, that leads me to my number one. Do you know what it is? Have you done the math? It was very low on your list. My number one is episode 6, The Thing from the Grave.
Oh my God, it was 8 on my list.
It was second to last on your list.
That's how good, folks, these are. I mean, his number 8, or my number 8 is his number 1.
Yeah, your number 1 was my number 4. Miguel Ferrer was so good. Ferrer, he was such a piece of shit in this, and the special effects were really good on the zombie photographer guy coming back, and this was one of those ones where you could kind of tell what was coming all along, but it was a fun ride, and between zombie and Miguel Ferrer, and I just really enjoyed this one.
They're classic Tales from the Crypt episode.
Right. This one feels very Tales from the Crypt to me, so... That was my number 1 of season 2. But yeah, I mean, I suspected we were going to vary quite a bit, and we sure did.
Yep, we did.
I think there was, I mean... I
don't think we had one the same, did we?
No, we did not have a single identical, I mean, we didn't even have an overlap until like number 4, 6, or 5, so, Goes to show you, I mean, Tales from the Crypt is different for everybody. You get so many different flavors of of just the outright horror or the goofy, funny stuff. Yeah, some really dark stuff.
I cannot recommend Shudder enough just to watch these. I mean, it's worth the $13 or whatever you're going to pay.
Yeah. You get the little snippets of the Crypt Keeper puppet. The intros and the outros are always goofy.
You know, the only episode that I totally remember was the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can totally remember because him in it.
Yeah.
At the very beginning of it.
Yeah, he's actually in the crypt
I remember watching that in 1990 or whatever it was. But that's the only one I can remember watching of season 2.
In the For Crying Out Loud episode, it opens and the Crypt Keeper puppet is holding a guitar and he strums it and he's like, I always wanted to be a guitar player, but I never had the fingering. And he's got a severed finger that he's strumming the chords with. It's such a good time.
It is. It's fun. I highly recommend. Just get Shudder or go buy the
box set.
The box set.
I don't know if you can buy them. You can get it on eBay. I bought the whole box set on eBay, or you can buy it from me if you really wanted to. I might come off it. But Shudder's the easy way. So. Yeah. All right. Well, so next time, next Quick Cuts, we'll do season 2 part 2. We'll do the other 9 episodes, and then we'll figure it out between then if we'll rank those 9, and then maybe I don't know if we crash rank the whole season 2. Maybe we just do like our top 5 favorites from the whole thing. We'll figure it out. But that will do it for our coverage of season 2 part 1 of Tales from the Crypt. If you enjoyed the show, please like, rate, review, do what you do. Tell your friends about Never Not Horror. We have merch at nevernothorror.dashery.com. You can pick up some swag. Support us outside the show. YouTube.com. Search for Rich Hansel. You'll find his channel. SteveClarkBooks.com. And you'll find my links to my stuff, my books. Next week will be a deep dive movie review. And it's my turn to pick. This one, there's so many movies I want to do. It's just like, which one do you want to go with? And then something new will come up. And it's like, that sounds fun to do. And in the spirit of this episode, I had a really good time with Sleepaway Camp, watching a movie that I had never seen before. It's got me feeling like I want to do another movie I've never seen before. So this is one, Rich and I already discussed this off air. It's not streaming for free anywhere that I could find at all. You may be able to find some illegal means to do it if you want to pirate, but it is available for rent or buying digitally, or you can buy it physical for sure. But I am going to go with another movie that I have never seen. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm going to feel like you probably have.
Okay.
We're staying in the 80s. And it's a director, very well known, but one of his lesser known movies. We're going to do 1981 Tobe Hooper's The Funhouse.
Oh, I have seen it, but a long time ago.
All right.
I don't remember much about it.
Okay.
I am excited though, because
yeah.
my favorite
horror
movie of all time is a Tobe Hooper.
You're a Tobe Hooper fan.
Yeah.
And I've never seen it. Carnival, summer.
Yeah, slasher.
Feels good to follow that. So that'll be our next deep dive, The Funhouse from 1981.
Nice
throwing a curveball. So yeah, you'll have to rent it on Amazon or Fandango or Apple TV or whatever you rent movies on, or you can buy a Blu-ray. I expect Rich will probably have a Blu-ray when it comes back next time.
So. I think I'll probably get it.
Yep. I know it's available, so yeah, that will be our next deep dive. So you'll have that coming up, and then you'll have season 2, part 2 of Tales from the Crypt the following. So yeah, do all the things, tell your friends about the show, help spread the word, and come back next week where whatever it is, it's never not horror.
Oh, yeah.
Are they slow moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.